Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. Today I am making a tag for the 30 Days of Mixed Media tags with Nikki Parr and myself that we're doing it for International Crafters on YouTube and on Facebook. So this challenge is to make tags with different themes, and this theme is texture. So I decided to do a few different things for texture. One here is, you see, I'm using a white piece of foam board, taking the paper off. I had to wet it a little bit, take the paper off. Didn't all come out in one chunk, but it works well still to make some texture. So this is a little scrap piece I had left over, so I decided to make a brick sidewalk type of thing to make a theme or scenery. So here I am making the brick themselves and just kind of marking the bricks and make them with my X-Acto knife, and then I go over it with a pencil so you can see them. But this is just kind of getting the grooves in there, and so then I can make more texture with a thicker thing, which would be like the pencil or a pen or whatever that you can use for that. So here I am going in and just marking it up with the pencil, getting the brickwork showing a bit more, and that's how that works. The textures I thought I'd do on here are things that you probably would have around the house, easy things you don't have to go out and buy, since right now we are kind of not encouraged to go out. So here is a mixture of glue, just white school glue, and baking powder, and a little bit of water. And I mixed it until I got a thicker texture, so you just keep mixing. You can play around with it until it was a grabbing kind of, you can test it on a piece of baking paper or whatever, till it's kind of doesn't just melt down and flat again. You want to keep the texture. So that's what I did. I kept mixing a little bit more baking soda until I got that texture. So I would say I put in about 2 or 3 tablespoons of glue and then just went in with the baking soda till I got that texture, added a touch of water that I wanted. And this is what you see here. It's just staying in the groove, it's staying with the lines. I did dry it up a bit with my heat tool, not very hot because I didn't want to melt my sidewalk on it like number 1, and dry it up so then I can get a little bit more texture in there. So because the theme of course today is texture, and I want to show you some different ways to get texture that you can probably get from home or have around the house. So here's a little bit of thyme, and that was in my kitchen, so you guys I'm sure have dill, thyme, and that kind of thing, and I threw that into some of my sides here of my sidewalk where my texture that I just made, that texture paste I made and threw on there. So I'm just now making some lines. I dried it up just a bit, and now I'm just making some indentations, and you can see how easy it is. It's not sticking, it's not making a mess. It's just working really nice, and you could just play with the glue, and like I said, the baking soda works really nice. So I just wanted to make it look like a nice rock wall or trees, something that was kind of, the theme was for me in this particular piece was just like a walk through the nature. So however that kind of turned out, if it was going to look like trees or rocks, I just knew that this is the kind of thing I wanted to do. I added more texture paste later to try to get more depth and more texture into the foreground here, and of course it worked really well, and I got that nice texture from the green, can't think of the thyme and all that kind of stuff that I got that I really wanted, and I got that nice smoother texture from the baking soda that I wanted. So it was really, really nice. So I painted everything black, and I used some black paint here from DecoArts, and sometimes when I thought it was too thick, I just added a little bit of water to my brush and just painted the whole thing, because this is supposed to be kind of a dark, woodsy or path kind of thing deep down into the earth somewhere where it's not quite the sun kind of way out as you're walking in the path. So I went for the dark look at first. I'm pushing down just a little bit on my styrofoam there, just so then it kind of goes right into the cardboard that I use. I'm also using recycled cardboard, which you'll have probably at home from food boxes or whatever. Here I am adding more glue just out of my glue pot here, and then trying to get a little bit more glue around on the sides here, so I can use more time and to add more texture. I added a little bit in the foreground and that, or in the background, and I want to add a little bit right, like kind of like right in the front, kind of a thing. So I did that, and then I just ended up pushing down. I think I used a little brush or something, my fingers or a brush, to push it down into the glue. I used another brush to kind of brush away. Yeah, here it is, a makeup brush, just to brush away some of the time that I didn't need on there. And I didn't stop and let it dry for too long. I was using my heat tool, but I was using on number 1 so I wouldn't bubble up anything or wreck anything. So here I'm just adding a bit of yellow to my time to get it to pop a little bit more. And starting on my background, I'm going to start with a brown, a DecoArts, probably Coca or something like that, brown. And I really think, of course, sorry about the scratching in the background. My turtles are, I have a new rescue and she's not used to the idea yet. She doesn't know if she wants to stay or go. Anyway, so I'm just kind of painting up the rock wall, which it looks like a rock wall to me, and that's how it came out, and I really love it. And then I'm just adding different layers of brown and tans. I'm adding the brown on the sidewalk button very lightly because I don't want to make it too brown. And as you can see, I'm not melting the styrofoam, so it's really, really on low. And that's quite important. You don't want to wreck it. You'll just separate your foam and it'll smell and you'll have that fumes. And if you just keep it on low, you'll be fine with it. So now I'm just going lighter and lighter and just adding my paints and playing with it and dry brushing and that kind of thing. I do add even like a teal in here. I get a little bit of a green in there. I get a little bit of a cloudy background or blue, you know, like the light's coming through right in the end here. So I'm making it so then you can see your walkway and your path and that you're walking through and looking at this beautiful scenery. I really hope you guys will enjoy this. Let me know what you think and how it came out. I think it turned out pretty good. And I think my husband just stubbed his toe. And yeah, I think it turned out pretty good. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Don't forget to check out the link below because that's where Nikki's video will be. And I will see you all soon. And I hope you guys give it a try, trying different textures that you might have, things to use and make textures at home. Don't have to go out and buy anything, especially now. Thanks, friends. Stay safe and talk to you all soon. Bye.